Welcome to Learning Life Content. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. Your support helps us grow and motivates us to bring you more fascinating and enriching stories. Have you ever truly paused to consider the profound significance behind dedicating an entire month to Black history? Why, every February, do classrooms, communities and families across America and increasingly around the world turn their collective attention to the stories, struggles and triumphs of Black Americans? The answer is not simple. It is a tapestry woven from centuries of resilience, erasure, resistance and the relentless pursuit of truth and justice. Black History Month is not merely a tradition or a calendar event. It is a vital act of remembrance, a radical assertion of presence, and a necessary correction to the historical record. It is a time when we collectively shine a light on the stories that have too often been relegated to the shadows, and when we confront the uncomfortable truths that have shaped the very fabric of American identity. But to truly grasp why this month matters, we must look deeper, beyond the surface of celebrations and into the intricate heart of a movement that has shaped and continues to shape the soul of a nation. Let's journey back to 1926, a time when the very idea of Black history being worthy of study was considered radical, even dangerous. Carter G. Woodson, the son of formerly enslaved parents, had witnessed firsthand how Black stories were systematically omitted, distorted, or outright erased from the American narrative. A pioneering historian and the second African American to earn a PhD from Harvard, Woodson believed that history was not just about the past. It was a tool for liberation, a weapon against oppression, and a blueprint for the future. He launched Negro History Week, not as a mere celebration, but as a radical act of correction and empowerment. Woodson's vision was audacious. He wanted to ensure that Black Americans could see themselves reflected in the nation's story, and that all Americans could understand the true breadth and complexity of their country's history. He knew that by reclaiming these stories, Black communities could find strength, pride, and a sense of belonging that had long been denied. Intriguingly, Woodson chose the second week of February to coincide with the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass, two figures whose legacies are deeply intertwined with the Black American experience, yet whose stories are often sanitized or oversimplified. For generations, Black achievements were hidden, distorted, or ignored in classrooms and textbooks. Woodson saw this erasure as a form of intellectual violence, a calculated effort to deny Black children their heroes and the nation its full story. He once said, "Those who have no record of what their forebears have accomplished lose the inspiration which comes from the teaching of biography and history." Imagine growing up and never seeing anyone who looks like you celebrated for their achievements, never reading about your community's contributions to science, art, politics or culture. This absence is not accidental. It's the result of deliberate choices made over decades, even centuries, to shape a narrative that excluded Black excellence and resilience. In fact, some early American textbooks went so far as to claim that Black people had contributed nothing to civilization, a myth that Woodson and his contemporaries worked tirelessly to dismantle. Woodson's work was a direct challenge to this status quo, and his efforts sparked a movement that would ripple across generations, inspiring countless others to reclaim and rewrite their own histories. Over the decades, the movement grew, evolving in both scope and ambition. By the 1960s, fueled by the Civil Rights Movement and the rising tide of Black consciousness, Black communities across the country expanded Negro History Week into a month-long celebration. This was not a simple extension, but a profound transformation, a recognition that Black history could not be contained within a single week, nor could it be separated from the ongoing struggle for justice and equality. In 1976, during the nation's bicentennial, President Gerald Ford officially recognized Black History Month, urging Americans to seize the opportunity to honor the too often neglected accomplishments of Black Americans in every area of endeavor throughout our history. This recognition was more than symbolic. It was a call to action, a challenge to every American to confront the gaps in our collective memory and to honor the full spectrum of our shared past. The transition from a single week to an entire month reflected the growing awareness that Black history is not a footnote, but a central chapter in the American story. Intriguingly, the idea of a month-long observance was first popularized by Black student groups at Kent State University in 1970, 6 years before it was officially recognized at the federal level, a testament to the power of grassroots activism and the enduring spirit of Black youth. Yet, Black History Month is far more than a box to check or a set of themed assemblies. It is a call to re-examine the stories that shape us, to confront uncomfortable truths, celebrate resilience, and imagine a more just and inclusive future. It is a time to ask difficult, even intimidating questions. Whose stories have we been told? Whose voices have been silenced? And how can we ensure that the next generation grows up with a more complete, honest, and inspiring understanding of their country and themselves? The month is an invitation to dig deeper, to move beyond surface-level recognition and toward genuine understanding and transformation. In fact, the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, founded by Woodson, selects a new theme for Black History Month each year, ranging from Black health and wellness to the Black family representation, identity and diversity, to encourage nuanced exploration of the Black experience. The roots of Black history in America are deep, tangled, and often excruciatingly painful. From the horrors of the transatlantic slave trade, where an estimated 12.5 million Africans were forcibly transported to the Americas, with nearly 2 million dying en route, to the courage of the Underground Railroad, Black Americans have faced and overcome unimaginable obstacles. The long shadow of segregation, codified by Jim Crow laws and enforced by violence, sought to keep Black Americans in a perpetual state of second-class citizenship. Yet their stories are not just tales of suffering, but of extraordinary resilience, hope, and ingenuity. Consider the bravery of Harriet Tubman, who risked her life to lead more than 70 enslaved people to freedom, and later served as a spy for the Union Army. Or the eloquence of Frederick Douglass, who escaped slavery and became one of the most powerful voices for abolition and equality, even advising presidents. Think of Sojourner Truth, who spoke out for both abolition and women's rights, demanding justice and equality for all. These figures are not just historical icons, they are reminders of the power of courage, conviction and community in the face of overwhelming odds. And yet, for every Tubman or Douglass, there are countless unsung heroes whose names may never appear in textbooks but whose actions shaped the course of history. Black history is also a story of creativity, innovation and triumph against the odds. Think of the Harlem Renaissance, a cultural explosion in the 1920s and 30s, when Black writers, artists and musicians redefined American art and challenged the boundaries of what was possible. The Harlem Renaissance was not just about art. It was a political and social movement, a declaration that Black lives, voices and visions mattered. Or consider the athletic brilliance of Jesse Owens, who shattered records and Nazi propaganda at the 1936 Berlin Olympics, winning 4 gold medals in the face of Adolf Hitler's racist ideology. Or the scientific genius of Dr. Charles Drew, whose pioneering work on blood transfusions and blood banks saved countless lives during World War II, even as he faced discrimination in his own field. The contributions of Black Americans have shaped every aspect of our culture, from music and literature to sports and science. The jazz rhythms that pulse through our cities, the poetry that challenges and inspires, the inventions that make our lives safer and better. All of these are part of the legacy we celebrate this month. Did you know that the first open-heart surgery was performed by Dr. Daniel Hale Williams, a black surgeon, in 1893? Or that the first successful large-scale computer network was co-developed by Dr. Mark Dean, a black computer scientist at IBM? Did you know that Garrett Morgan, a black inventor, created the traffic signal and a life-saving gas mask? Devices that have saved millions of lives worldwide. Or that Madam C.J. Walker became America's first self-made female millionaire, building an empire of hair care products and empowering black women entrepreneurs at a time when both racism and sexism were rampant. Or that Dr. Patricia Bath revolutionized eye surgery with her invention of the laser phaco probe, restoring sight to people around the globe. These are just a few of the countless innovators whose names are too often left out of mainstream history. George Washington. Carver's agricultural research transformed farming and nutrition, introducing crop rotation and developing hundreds of products from peanuts, sweet potatoes, and soybeans. Lewis Latimer, the son of escaped slaves, helped bring electric light to the world by inventing a longer-lasting carbon filament for the light bulb. Each of these stories is a testament to the ingenuity, determination, and vision that have driven progress in every field. And yet, for every celebrated inventor, there are many more whose contributions remain hidden, waiting to be rediscovered. Millions depend on these inventions every single day, often without knowing the stories behind them. Yet, for decades, their creators' names were nearly lost to history, buried beneath layers of prejudice and neglect. That's exactly why Black History Month matters. It's about reclaiming the narrative, giving credit where it's due, and inspiring the next generation to dream bigger and reach higher. When children learn about these innovators, they see new possibilities for themselves. They realize that greatness can come from anywhere, and that their own dreams are worth pursuing. Museums, schools, and community centers across the country are working to bring these stories to light, ensuring that the legacy of Black excellence is preserved and celebrated for generations to come. In fact, the National Museum of African American History and Culture in Washington, D.C., which opened in 2016 after more than a century of advocacy, stands as a testament to the enduring power of memory and the importance of telling the full story. But let's be real. This month is also a battlefield of memory, a site of ongoing struggle and contestation. In recent years, political moves have tried to roll back diversity and inclusion, even suspending Black History Month events in some federal offices. Debates rage over what should be taught in schools and whose stories deserve to be told. Across the country, there are efforts to restrict discussions of race and history, to limit the teaching of topics that some find uncomfortable or threatening. These battles are not just about curriculum. They are about whose experiences are valued, whose pain is acknowledged, and whose achievements are celebrated. The fight to preserve Black history is, in many ways, a fight for the soul of the nation. In 2023 alone, more than 30 states introduced or passed legislation aimed at restricting how race and history are taught in public schools. A stark reminder that the struggle for truth and justice is far from over. Black History. Thank you for watching Learning Life content. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps us grow and motivates us to bring you more fascinating and enriching stories.